This morning on The Dish, Chef Roberta Hall McCarron is drawing diners from down the street and around the world with her take on seasonal Scottish cuisine. She was nominated for GQ's Best Chef of the Year in 2023 and has competed twice on the BBC's Great British Menu. Now she's out with a new cookbook celebrating Scottish produce. Dana Jacobson got a taste at her signature restaurant on a recent trip to Scotland.
From the majestic hills of the Highlands to the well-traveled streets of Edinburgh, Scotland is a feast for the senses. And when it comes to its taste, there's only one place to start, with haggis.
As everybody said, come to Scotland, you have to have haggis.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's our national,
Okay.
one national dish.
Okay.
Centuries-old fare, Chef Roberta Hall McCarron has reinterpreted to make her own.
In the sauce here, so venison sauce, we've got pancetta marmalade, like salty, rich.
Oh my gosh. First bite. This is fantastic.
It's made from what you call the pluck of the animal, which consists of the lungs, the heart, and the liver.
That's delicious though.
It's got that awfully taste to it, but it's not too strong. Like I said, we mix it through the mousse, so that tones it down a little bit.
10 seconds.
Just one example of the elevated Scottish cuisine she serves at her signature restaurant, the Little Chartroom, where Roberta is chef and co-owner.
Well, we really just want people to feel that they're coming around to our house for dinner, serving really interesting food, but not weird.
Like a duality of duck, a duck liver parfait and confit duck leg within a homemade milk bun, served alongside cherries. All combined, it's the perfect bite.
I love the cherries.
Another, we very much try and use what's in season at the height of that season just to really celebrate it and eat it at its best. British cherries, and they're such a good accompaniment to duck,
Wow. I'm just going to keep saying, oh my God. It's really delicious.
The carving line ready to go.
Wait, carving, 1 minute, please.
The Little Chartroom is one of 3 restaurants Roberta operates with her husband of 6 years, Sean McCarron. Their seasonal menus inspired by Scotland's produce and by the food of Roberta's childhood.
And I did a talk last year in Ireland, and the topic was storytelling through food. And it wasn't until I was starting to write my speech that I realized the reason that I do some of the food that I do does sort of come from experiences that I've had as a child growing up. Well, I mean, Little Chartroom is called Little Chartroom because we used to holiday in the west coast of Scotland on my dad's boat. We sailed a lot. These are my dad's shipping charts that are hanging in the restaurant.
Roberta got her start in the kitchen as a teen, working in restaurants full-time after high school, then landing a job at a restaurant in the Burj Al Arab Hotel in Dubai.
There was a chef who came in every day and just had a chainsaw and just made ice sculptures every day. It was just so far removed from what I had done up to that time and what I did after as well.
Right.
So I think just embraced it and just kind of embraced the madness. And yeah, but there was this one moment when we were prepping langoustines. I was like, because we're in the desert, you have to get quite a lot of stuff. And I was like, where are these from? From Scotland. Okay, I might go home. I might move home and do this at home.
Which is exactly what she did, joining the Kitchen restaurant group led by Tom Kitchen, Scotland's youngest Michelin star chef.
When I started at the kitchen, I'd already had lots of experience, but I honestly felt like I was almost going back to day one. His approach and just his passion and his drive, and it was just different. It was so many notches up, and it was the first time I'd worked in a kitchen where the chef was the owner as well. And that, I have to say, that's quite a different experience.
Did that make you think that's what I want to do eventually?
Do you know what? I think it made me think the opposite.
I don't want all of this on me.
He looks so stressed. Oh my God, no way, I don't want my own restaurant.
But meeting Sean while working together changed that. They moved to Cambridgeshire in England, taking over a small pub and restaurant. A year later, they moved back to Edinburgh, and it wasn't long before they married and opened the Little Chartroom.
And it was just me, Sean, and one other person, which seems mad and just nice and simple. But it has been very organic. We don't ever feel that we've pushed anything too far too soon. I mean, well, we have 3 restaurants now,
Right.
and about 36 employees. So it's been a fast 6 years.
Thanks in part to time spent crafting menus that include this cured mackerel with gooseberry, whey, and hazelnut, and a quiche of Loch Arthur cheddar and girole mushrooms.
I've got one here. Thanks.
And if the restaurants weren't enough to keep Roberta busy, a couple of years ago, she and Sean welcomed a new addition to the family.
Is it harder or easier in that you and your husband have these restaurants? So part of life is work, and
Yeah.
part of work is life.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easier because we know each day. We've had the same day more or less.
Right.
And we had a little girl a couple of years ago, and so now everything's shifted now, where with the 3rd restaurant, we're suddenly on really quite opposite shifts, and we actually really like enjoy working together and doing like an actual service together. And so I really miss doing service because he's my person. Like whenever I'm like sort of questioning something or just want to sort of sound it out,
Yeah.
he'll be my person that I go to. And so now I'm just like furiously texting.
Sharing more stories over dessert, a choux bun filled with strawberry and lime sorbet and roasted vanilla chantilly brown butter cake, it's clear that the warmth that permeates the Little Chartroom is in both the food and those behind it.
That cake too. Oh wow.
Whenever we've opened something up, we've always created something that we would love to go and dine. I mean, that's probably a very normal answer for chefs. It's always been, oh, I wish we had this to go to. So I think having that idea and really be what we envisioned, that's one of the best things.
That food.
I know, it looks so good.
It was so homey and so rich.
It really is, and I loved her. Can I
Yes.
just say her life just kind of just happened in a way that was just almost Cinderella-like.
Yes, very meaningful. The fact that she went from a 7-star hotel in Dubai
Yeah.
back to this cozy and warm and intimate shop in Edinburgh, it feels, to your point, storybook,
Yeah, it
much
really
like her
does.
menu itself.
She's something else.
Yeah.